Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I do find the setting for this to be deliciously ironic on the day that the Circuit Court dismissed the Flynn prosecution. Because you see, the Flynn case typifies the previous administration's abuse of the process for political reasons. I mean, you have a political appointee who is attacked, leveraged. They went after him for political purposes, used and abused the power and authority that they have. In fact, they knew it was bogus all along. I mean, even Peter Strzok's notes indicate pretty clearly that Director Comey acknowledged that General Flynn's phone calls with Ambassador Kislyak appear legit, and those were the basis for trying to invoke even the Logan Act. I mean, that's really kind of the way it is. But I thank Judge Mukasey for being here today. Judge Mukasey, the chairman indicated in his opening that he views Attorney General Barr as a fixer for President Trump. And yet, what we have here is Attorney General Barr saying that President Trump has never asked me to do anything in a criminal case and wishes that he would stop tweeting because it makes it impossible for me to do my job. Does that sound like a guy who's a fixer?
Sorry, not to me, sir.
Well, how about this? If you heard somebody say this, that I'm still the president's wingman, so I'm there with my boy. Does that sound maybe like more if that's coming from an attorney general, does that sound like somebody who may be more of a fixer?
I don't know about fixer, but if I had ever said anything like that when I was attorney general, I would have expected to return to the department and find the building empty with a pile of resignations on my desk.
So that statement was made by former Attorney General Holder. And so my question is, we know that under Attorney General Holder, DOJ went after multitudes of investigative journalists. Judge Mukasey, have you heard or do you have any information whether under William Barr, for whatever reason, that he's gone after investigative journalists?
I do not.
Then we know that under that department, that Justice Department, they prosecuted whistleblowers. I know President Trump has expressed exasperation and disapprobation of certain whistleblowers and wished that they were prosecuted. Do you know of any prosecutions administered by this administration under William Barr of whistleblowers?
I don't.
We could go over a whole plethora of these types of things. Civil Rights Division, U.S. Commission on Civil Rights, they dismissed voter intimidation lawsuits. I guess my question for you is, do you know of any dismissal of voter intimidation lawsuits on the part of William Barr?
No, although I have to say I've not made a particular study of that area.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know of any. The Fast and Furious issue. In that particular situation, Attorney General Holder would not come in for over a year to testify. Attorney General Barr has been in to testify. He's indicated a willingness to come back in and testify. The whole plethora of abuses by the previous administration's politicized Attorney General's office leads me to ask this question of my colleagues, and I think it's been typified of what we've seen here today. We've gone through here. There's been running over of the minority by the rules. It's really problematic. It really is problematic. If you want to know why this body, this group, this committee gets out of hand from time to time, people talking across each other, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's when you don't invoke and follow the rules, you become a little bit chippy. And that's what we have in this committee. And it's because we don't have the rules fairly and evenly followed. And that's the crying shame of this, Mr. Chairman. With that, I yield back.